Hey, you're at Steve Morris Engines. I'm Steve Morris. This is our SMX. This is SMX engine we built for Clark Rosentingle. You can see here. Now this is pro modified, fully water jacketed. Not some partial water jacket that you just go in between rounds. We're talking drag week proven, hundreds of miles a day in 100-degree heat pulling a trailer. That kind of water jackets. This is the same thing. This is even just running on gasoline only, so this is not even a methanol combo motor. This is actually just straight out gasoline. Now, we're doing the guessing competition here first on pump gas at 20 psi. So you can see these are the intercoolers that fit in Clark's car. Twin 94mm Garretts. So this is exactly the way it fits in Clark's car. And what we're going to do is we're going to run this thing just at 20 psi. I can run more boost on 93 octane fuel, which is what this is. So that's why we're only doing this at 20 psi boost. If you kept track of things, you've seen that the very first, this would actually be the second one that I've dyno tested. I've sent out a couple more that are still in process in the car. The very first one being in Tom Bailey's car, we've gone 577 at 260 mile an hour in the quarter, 4 records. And then immediately just threw the parachutes in the passenger seat and drove it to McDonald's. So you can take that for what you want. But anyways, this is a really good piece. Pump gas, 93 octane, fully water jacketed using all 41X parts, or a lot of 41X parts. You'd have to use my heads, intake, block, everything else. But a lot of those common parts still fit and work. And I have all parts available here for the SMX engine. So pro modified, durability, and horsepower, able to use in anything you want. So let's go out there. And this is, by the way, this is 525 cubic inch. So this is, we do these in 540s, 572s, and the 525. So, and I have, like I have crankshafts here, going to pick up more blocks, heads, everything. Solid billet, or all billet, fully water jacketed. Very nice piece. But anyways, you can see more about this on our website if you go look. And I'm going to set this down. We're going to go out, make a pull at 93 octane fuel, and then we'll then show you those numbers, pick the winner that gets the closest horsepower on this thing, and then we will make some more hits on the race gas tune-up, where we're going to turn the boost up from 20 psi. All right, now let's go take a look at some numbers. All right, so let me zoom out a little bit here. the camera all nice and neat. Zoom out a little bit more. Okay, as you can see here, we are at, now if you look at the graph over here, I kind of actually just pulling back out here, it's leveling off. I can throw more at it, but because these engines actually run down the track at about 9,000 RPM. Clark probably won't run it that far because we don't need to run 9,000 RPM and don't need to make as much horsepower as what we can make with this thing. So it's going to be trying to tailor it more towards what he's doing. And I usually don't like to run things at 9 on the dyno or 95. Bailey's car goes out the back door at 9,500 RPM, makes a shift at 9,000. So same motor. This one's just on gas. But I'm just pulling this thing back, and we're trying to keep that nice, even, 20 pounds of boost right through here. This is where it's just ramping in boost, and then I have it taking boost out here, and then get off the throttle in this area. It would pretty much just maintain out here as I continued on. But you can see right here, the grand total is at 7,600 is 2,588 horsepower, 20 pounds of boost. That is really nice. I mean, it's really good. Disregard this air fuel ratio because that's just the dyno air fuel ratio. It's not the one that we're actually using in the Holley EFI. Anyways, you can see right through here, 20 psi boost. Peak torque, just because of how we were ramping boost in and getting it to level off up here. Peak torque looks like it was at the 1870, 1890, 96, 97, 1897, in that range. And that was right up there at 6,400. But that's only because that was at 20 pounds of boost also. But that's only because, I'm just trying to maintain and get the thing up and not make 20, 30 pounds of boost at 4,900 RPM. That doesn't do us any good. But anyways, you can see right there, I mean, so 2588. I'll look in the winner here, and now we're going to come back at this. I'll announce the winner on the camera here too in just 1 second. I'll go look it up and figure out who's there. And now we're going to be putting C16 in it, which is what Clark runs at the tracks when he does the standing mile, when he does any of those other things. Oh, let me show you one more thing here. I'll show you the actual engine water temperature. So that is the water temperature. I just turned the water pump back on. So that is water temperature at the engine right now. So it's running through the system. And it usually maintains, dyno usually maintains in 120 to 130 degree range. So it's 125 degrees after making the pull. So don't normally see that on something that's capable of 4,000 plus horsepower. So anyways, we're gonna run this thing on C16, and I'll show you the higher horsepower pulls on this thing later.